Kanan po yung sound.
You. You have been the very reason for the unceasing innovations of Liceo de Cagayan University since 1955. Because of you, Liceu founders Attorney Rodolfo Pelaez and his wife Elsa envisioned to extend quality education to the youth and facilitate their total human formation anchored on moral values and Christian precepts. Because of you, Liceu remains committed as a Filipino institution of higher learning, upholding national identity by instilling in the heart of every student the pride of being a Filipino. Because of you, Liceu persists to stand for excellence, integrity, loyalty, discipline, and service as central to the holistic formation of her students. Tested by time, trusted by you for 60 years now, Liceu continues to be a leading university in Mindanao and soars even higher across the country and the world, reinventing herself to prepare you for the challenges of the new millennium. Whatever track you will pursue, academic, sports, arts and design, or technical vocational livelihood, we are ready for your next step. With the university's celebrated recognition as a premier institution of higher learning and paralleled accomplishments, highly qualified academics, quality instruction, internationally acclaimed research and publication, international linkages, excellent facilities, and genuine love for you and your aspirations. Your dream is a dream no more, but a claimed victory. You got it right. You can be the next Licean to conquer the world, just like these world-class Licean alumni. As you make yourself ready to work for your dream, Liceu is ready to journey with you and make your dream come true.
Mike,
Always ready for you and your dream.
Mike.
Liceo de Cagayan University, readying your way for
Ray,
the
madunggan
21st
ko.
century
Okay lang kung audio.
and beyond.
Yes, Doc, we can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you, Doc.
All right. Sige. We're still 7, no? 7. Hi, everyone. Good
Hi, good
evening.
evening,
Hi,
Doc.
Doc. Good evening.
So we'll be waiting for the others and then perhaps we'll start. I hope you had your early dinner or a late dinner, perhaps. 3, 4, 5. 5 pa tayo. We're 15 in the class. So we'll be waiting for the others. My time here is 6:48 pa naman. So we still have time. So let's continue with your audio. Ano yon? Advertisement ba yun, Sir Ray?
Yes, Doc, advertisement, Doc, for Liceo U po.
Sige, go.
Okay.
I miss the school. Go ahead.
Soak it up and take it in. Feel the sunlight on your skin. In this moment, we all should run, 'cause we're right where we belong. I'll be with you no matter how long, because we're right where we belong. In the moonlight, we begin to live in the moment and go along. 'Cause we're right where we belong. I'll be with you no matter how long. Because we're right where we belong. Whatever path we travel on, I know we're right where we belong. I'll be with you no matter how long. Because we're right where we belong. Whatever path we travel on, I know we're right where we belong. I'll be with you no matter how long. Because we're right where we belong. Whatever path we travel on, I know we're right where we belong. Because we're right where we belong.
My time here is 6:53, so in 7 minutes, we shall start. How's Cagayan de Oro, by the way? Kumusta na mo? Is COVID cases, surging pagyud or ano na mo, Sir Ray?
We are still in MECQ, Doc. So far, I don't have the updates for today on the cases, but last few days, we are from 40 to 60 cases.
So it's still rising, no? Also here in Butuan, in Caraga region, although it's not really that the surging level as that when we were declared as MECQ. We're hoping, no, na mag-GCQ me for the second week of July.
Last
We
month, Doc,
just,
it's like we reached 120 something,
my
like
God.
for how many days? It's
Grabe, no?
100 plus siya a day cases.
Okay, so and in our case here, it would not also reach that, Sir Ray. Siguro mga less than 100 lang, but it's quite consistent, manggod na the higher, 2 digit siya. But anyway, who among you have been vaccinated na? Wala pa?
Not yet, Doc.
Wala pa
Oh,
gyud.
lagi kasi no, mga A4 tayo. So God has given us the pinkest of health. So we'll just wait. I hope everybody is also yes, good evening.
Hello, good evening everyone.
Yeah, good
Good
evening,
evening,
sir. Good evening, everybody.
Ako na-vaccine ako 2 doses just
Wow,
today, the
that's
second
good.
dose.
And so what vaccine, sir?
Murag wala raman, Doc.
Ano yon, Sinovac?
Sinovac,
Or-
oo.
Oh. Good for you. Oo.
Kaya nagkuan mi naglink mi sa LGU ug sa CHED. Kaya nag-grant man mi og authorization to resume
Okay.
face to face. So mo to nga gi-vaccinate ni mga students ug ang faculty sa School of Nursing.
Lagi, no?
Pero
Kaya
kuya
in
ba
other, yeah, but in other countries, no, their cases really are, ano na, declining na. It's quite really back to the normal, ano na sila.
tungod sa
We just
vaccine.
hope. We just hope for Philippines. Anyway, third world country, what can you expect? Everything is donated pa. Tayo pagit kay tani ani.
Og why
I don't know.
donation, walay vaccination.
Yeah. Kasi the saddest part, mang God, those who are who were declared dead na are, some of them are our close friends, somebody that we know, di ba? Marag maka-shock ba nga, oh my God, wala na si Kuan o guban pa.
Galit lang kawala.
Lagi. But anyway, these are really the most challenging times of the history, but life has to go on.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you really have to finish your degree, no, with or without COVID. You must carry on. Wala na tayo mahimuan na. No?
Dira sa
Ana na
inyo
lang
do,
yun.
kamusta?
Yeah, still rising, but ano lang, a bit of difference lang yun ang ano. But we also cannot say that we're still very much on the declining stage na. It's still consistent with 80s, 90s.
Previous month, murag ni taas yun ang cases. Mo to nga nag-modified
MSCQ, just like here.
Oo. Tungod atong taas nga cases. Pero karon, just atong July 1, nagbalik namin sa
GCQ?
Sa GCQ, oo.
CDO yan, sir. From what place are you?
Valencia, ma'am.
Bukidnon.
Bukidnon.
Yeah, I'll be there by third week. Wala na requirements, no? You don't,
wala
at the checkpoint, wala na. Well, that's good.
Mag-unsa ka diri sa Bukidnon, Dok? Nabi ako tuyo sa imo.
I have my clients there also.
Really?
Yeah, for consulting. Some of your LGUs are under me also.
Dok, na ako'y kuan sa imo karon after our meeting, na ako'y tuyo.
Perhaps you can also, i-PM na lang ko, sir. I'm quite a busy person. Kasi after this, normally kasi pag evening, i-PM lang ko kung ano sa siya. Ano ng time ngayon? 7 na?
Oo, 7 o'clock na.
Sige, mag-start na ta. Others, pila naman? 11. So some are still coming. Dali lagid ka ini, but this is really the very gist of the human inquiry, the appreciative inquiry. I'm also very much excited to share this with you. Kasi on the regular manner, I conduct this as actually a regular seminar offered by our training center, no, especially for organizational changes effort. Let's just try how would you take this, no, this AI process. This is not new, by the way, no, this has been an old school na. It's not popular kasi our system is not really into the positive side of viewing things, but this is very well, let's just see now, but I'm quite excited to share this with you. Okay, so anybody who can lead us for an opening prayer, just a short prayer this evening. Sir Taluse, ikaw na good, sir.
Sige, let us pray. Let us pray. Gracious Heavenly Father, we praise you, Lord, for the life you have given us. Thank you, Lord, for sustaining us with our needs. Thank you, Lord, for the health that we are enjoying. Father, tonight I pray that you will be with us in our meeting with the webinar with Dr. Perez. May you grant us, Father, the knowledge that we need so that we'll be able to grasp all the things that we need to learn, Father. Thank you for the assurance that you will be with us. Please forgive our sins. In Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay. Good evening, everyone. So it's glad to see you virtually, although for Sir Ray and the rest. I really hope that we could meet face to face, but then it's quite impossible for now. Suffice it, perhaps after COVID, we can be together again in some other learning interventions. Suffice it, we'll just enjoy. Let us just bear whatever the circumstance can offer, and that is via virtual learning. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay. Please tell me if my screen is already visible to you. Makita na siya?
Yes, Doc.
All right.
It's already
Yes, Doc, we
visible.
can see.
We'll have the webinar on appreciative inquiry. If you've noticed it, just one of the subject offered under the curriculum for Doctor of Management, a DM, for Liceo de Cagayan University. Okay, let me just check out the slideshow. So, in case of brownouts, just give me a time to switch on to my mobile data. You see, in our city, brownouts have been frequenting even during nighttime. So I hope and I pray that for this evening, we'll just be spared from any power outage. We'll be together for the next 1 to 1.5 hour, and this is pure webinar. Although there is a portion of our webinar that I would have a short lang, perhaps I'd call some of you to share some of or to answer some of the questions to make this a little more interactive. Okay, now let me introduce myself formally this time, although I have to a screenshot of Coach Jenny as your professor for the subject. So I'm from Butuan City. This is a 3-hour ride from Cagayan de Oro City. I am married to Dr. Nina Cesar Perez, and I am an entrepreneur. So really, most of my time are into the businesses that we're handling. And I am owner and the managing director of the People Dimension Training and Development Center. This is a center where we offer human resource and organizational development, consulting and training services. However, our advocacy program centers on financial literacy. So that's why there's the hashtag there, fighting poverty through financial literacy. I am a doctor in human resource management, and I'm very much proud that I am one of the um, alumna also of Liceo de Gaga University. In fact, Sir Ray and company during our time was the college secretary then. He helped me a lot, me and my group in our DM journey. And tama ba sir uh, we were the first batch to get this degree. Kami to siya, the doctor in HR, the DM major in human resource management. So kami ang pioneering na curriculum. Just a little cliche on that. I was really the one who convinced Dr. Lirine on this, because kasi that time I am an HR practitioner, and so I also motivated Dr. Lirine, why not offer this in Liceo de Cagayan University? Because before Liceo offered this, it's only Ateneo de Davao that offered doctor in human resource management, and that's quite far from our place. So luckily, I was able also to convince Dr. Lorraine to finally offer doctor in HRM. And so Dean Shona also was very proactive regarding this, because also I've shared to them that is really the trend of today, towards HR and OD development. Okay, so you really have to support. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, because I'm also supporting my alma mater on this. And formerly, I was a government employee, and I am connected with. Formerly, I was connected with Civil Service Commission Caraga Regional Office. So before I got retired, I was the chief human HR specialist. You've known Civil Service Commission when you will take examinations like sub-professional or professional examinations just to get your eligibility, right? But CSC is more than that. CSC, as the Constitution provides, is the central personal agency of the government. So in other words, tanan nga mga programa alang sa gobyerno, naggikan na siya sa Civil Service Commission. Although the public really is known, CSC is known for the public on eligibility exams. Okay, so when I was with CSC, these were some of the highlights. I was a member of the pool of trainers that conducted the commission's programs to the Club 20 provinces in the Philippines. Club 20 is the poorest provinces of the Philippines. So we gave our programs to them for free. And for I really also cannot fully remember that. But for Northern Mindanao, I think Bukidnon. Bukidnon, no, not Bukidnon. Bukidnon is rich. I think Lanao, no, somewhere in Lanao del Norte or Lanao del Sur, they were also a part of the Club 20. But right now kasi there is an updated list of the Club 20, no? Kung kato pa bang sa una, kasi some of the provinces kasi were improving, so perhaps they were no longer part of the poorest of the poor provinces. Okay, and so I am a learning and development specialist as conferred by the Philippine Australia Human Resource Organizational Development Facility and Civil Service Commission, and that was given to us for free. And I retired last 6 years ago. So I retired at the age of 41 years old. And I think the youngest person to retire in government. And so by this time, I am now focused on being an entrepreneur and in the practice of personal finance and human resource. So in the field of personal finance, I am an associate financial planner as conferred by the Registered Financial Planners of the Philippines. So if you notice it, kaya nga may AFP, no? Yan siya. I am an author of 3 books. The first book that I authored is entitled The Amazing Journey to Financial Wellness. This teaches people on how to get out of debts, how do you become financially well, how can you retire early, and how can you getting rich in life. And I've said there, getting rich is never an instant activity because it is a journey. I wrote this book last 2015. And by 2017, I wrote my second book, Hashtag Rich Kids. So this is a parental guidebook that guide parents on how to do with their kids, how to raise money-wise kids. All right. Latest book I've authored was published in year 20, kailan ba to? 2019 pala. So this is a personality development book, value-based approach. So look at there, how do you attract, influence, win, and inspire people around you? And I've entitled that's your charisma factor. Okay. Before COVID, that's my job. I am a motivational speaker. So I roam around the country to deliver talks on financial wellness, human resource topics, and any other organizational related topics. I think this is in Palawan. This is a national convention for state universities and colleges in the Philippines. This one is in Davao. It's a Mindanao League of local budget officer. This one is in Davao. So this is PhilBo. This is the annual convention of the Philippine League of Local Budget Officers. So that's there. All right. So appeared before teachers and LGUs. Some of these are from Bukidnon. I think on the downside, this is LGU Marama. Okay, and the other one I forgot already my ODSA. I have delivered mentored them on how to get that's financial freedom, that's financial literacy. Okay, so district meetings, financial wellness seminars. On the field of human resource, I am a certified Lean Six Sigma practitioner. So that's why I'm also handling QMS subjects. So teaching organizations how to be more efficient by reducing mistakes in the processes. All right. And I am a actually the word there is certificated. Yes, that's really the term used there. A lead auditor for ISO 9001:2015, and that is QMS. So I also appeared before agencies that applied for ISO certification, either as a lead auditor or the consultant itself. Okay. And I am an HR subject matter coach. Kasi pagdating kasi ng HR, there are a lot of sub-disciplines there, like for recruitment, learning and development, and so on and so forth. So depende na lang sa mga ipang Zoom na mga topic. And I'm really into this, training and consulting services. And on the lighter side, before COVID, I am a woman marathoner. So I ran. That's the way I would release my stress. I think this is in Bukidnon. This is also in Davao. And the 21 kilometers, the half marathon is in Butuan. Okay. But during COVID time, wala na. So right now, my running pace is really a pageant show pace. Okay. I hope after COVID, we can run again and we can go back to our normal lives. All right. And so welcome to our webinar on appreciative inquiry. Right. Our objectives for this short webinar is number one, for you to know and understand the concept of AI, or the so-called appreciative inquiry. Now, second, for you to apply your learnings on a personal note, kasi the learnings of AI is not just for organizational matters, but also you can apply this personally and on the larger organizational change as leaders and managers. Precisely, you really have to connect your learnings on appreciative inquiry with your study of management. So how would leaders, how would managers use appreciative inquiry in their pursuit for organizational change? So sa inyo karon nga namati, unsaon man ninyo na aside from using AI as a tool for personal development, how would you use this on the aspect of organizational development? Okay, now, for you to demonstrate the appreciative inquiry process. So when I speak of for you to demonstrate, kinahanglan ka maugid mo how to do the AI process. Okay, now for our discussion flow, we'll have some definition, we'll have some brief background of AI, we'll touch some of the foundations, the core principles, the assumptions, the 4D process, which our webinar will be centered on, and I will announce to you what is your final paper requirement aside from your final exam. Okay, now before this, you remember I have given you some PDF files of the reading materials. So I hope you can recall, I hope while you're listening to me right now, you already have some sort of a conceptual understanding of appreciative inquiry. Na mo da ay idea ba unsa ni siya akong giingon karon. So that all I have to do is just to expound this, is just to give you a sample and to elucidate the matter. Now, so what is AI? So what is appreciative inquiry? One of the description that I really love about AI is this sentence. Okay, so it says here, appreciative inquiry is the study of what gives life to human systems when they function at their best. So let's not be too technical here, because if you could notice it in the PDF file, sometimes when you read it, di ba murabag, ala, grabe man siya ka-technical, and sometimes it will really drain you, di ba? Very academic. But on the lighter side, kanang gitawag na tong AI, that would really center on the study of us, the people in the organization, and centering on the best in us. Okay, so I hope that triggers you now nga, ha, ingana din nakagwapo ang AI. It would talk on the best in us, not the worst in us. It would talk on the positives, not on the negatives. It would talk on the strengths rather than on our weaknesses. Okay? Now, this is an approach, di ba? I've already told you this, that this is an approach to personal change and organizational change. Okay. This is just one of the many approaches, because there are a lot. There are a lot of tools, by the way, on how you're going to develop yourself or to develop a certain organization. One for which is the root cause analysis, di ba? So if you've noticed it, your agency, whether it's corporate or government, naagid mo na nang like you go for SWOT, you go for some focus group studies or focus group discussions, and you discuss about problems. You want to solve the challenges and issues. Isa din yon, that's one very popular approach. Now, this evening, AI will be introduced to you as another approach in solving issues and challenges in your organization. This is based on the assumption that questions and dialogue, take note, questions, kanagyo akong underlinean, importante na ha, the way you ask things and the manner and the statements that you are saying every day in the organization about strengths, successes, values, hopes, and dreams are themselves transformational. So in other words, AI is telling us, be careful of what you are asking. Okay? Kana di ko nung atong mga ginapangutana sa matag adlaw, whether personal, in a personal note, or in the organization, be very careful on that because that would be the road to your transformation. And that be careful on your narratives, on the way you discuss the things that you are communicating, because this can change the organization. So kung nindot ang inyong mga pangutana o kung maayo ang inyong mga dialogue, that could also transform the organization into a better one. Okay, now another is when you speak of the word appreciative inquiry, bisag from the phrase itself, AI, appreciative inquiry, if you dissect it, appreciate, di ba? Appreciate is the first word there. Appreciative, it is also synonymous with valuing, the act of recognizing the best in people or the world around us. Okay? So, affirming, recognizing, affirming past and present strengths, successes, and potentials to perceive those things that give life to living systems. Diba? Very nice, no? You'll be appreciated. You'll be recognized. Kanang word nga, gi-affirm yun ko. So, we need to say, the best in you, your strengths are being validated. Now, another is when you speak of to appreciate, that is to increase in value. Just like, for example, you will say the economy is appreciated in value, or ting appreciate lagi ang value sa land. So meaning, the value there is escalated or increased. Another synonyms for appreciate is valuing, prizing, esteeming, and honoring. No, very beautiful words. Okay, now, under of AI. David Cooper, this is he's the main proponent of appreciative inquiry, although he worked with various researchers already on about appreciative inquiry. But David Cooper realized that most organizations are predisposed towards what is wrong within the organization. Can you relate? That's very relatable, right? Kana bang sa ato gyud nga organisasyon, sa atong agency, no, sa atong school, sa atong university, when you speak of being predisposed, it is likened to our mindset has been default na siya, no? There is already a default system that we will always look for the wrong in us, the wrong in the organization. Kaya nga mag-problem solving tayo, di ba? So meaning to say, ang naka-centered yun, what is wrong in me? Okay? What is wrong in my organization? What is wrong in my department? What is wrong in my office? So that's the theory of David Cooper. Now, in developing appreciative inquiry, Cooper refocus. So take note here, refocus the attention away from the critical, more pessimistic perceptions of the organization to what? To a more supportive, more optimistic behavior. So in other words, dili gusto si copywriter nga ga-focus ta sa negative. Very pessimistic ang approach. Like for example, if you would directly ask yourself, what is wrong with me? Or what is wrong with my office? Diba? That's quite pessimistic. That's quite negative. Now, this time, refocus the attention. You go for the supportive type, or you go for some optimistic behavior. Now here, foundations of appreciative inquiry. So this theory is founded on the following. Number one, people individually and collectively have unique gifts, skills, and contributions to bring to life. Now let's face that. Who among you also would affirm this? Can you give your thumbs up sign? Matuo ba ta nga? Kana to makauban sa opisina. And even our family members in our personal life. No matter how difficult to work with some of our office mates may be, there is really a good side on each and every one of us. Diba? naagita unique gifts, skills, and contributions to bring to life, that we need to realize that. So pag mga siaw gid tinuod na nabitaw tay mga kauban nun, sometimes makaingon tab very difficult to work with. Wala gid ko kabalo Coach Jen kung saan na siya nako, but no, in the foundation of appreciative inquiry, everybody is unique. Wala lang, even in the types of personalities, we're not the same, we're not uniform. So it's just a matter of blending, it's just a matter of affirming each one na ikaw lahi gid ka sa uban. And that my gifting is also not similar with your gifting, and I have to accept it, that we all have our weaknesses in the organization as members of the organization, but I would accept that you are unique and you have your own gift and skills to contribute. Second, organizations are human social systems, sources of unlimited relational capacity, created and lived in language. Ang tanang organisasyon, decompose gina sa tao nga galihok. It's a human social system. So we're not robots. So we're not rigid. We are dynamic. So in other words, we change every now and then. We change our thoughts, we change our feelings, we're changing every now and then. No, kay lihok man ang tao. So organizations are composed of people, no? Kana gid ang ato ang hunahunahon, and people are unlimited. So in terms of our capacity, in terms of our potential, giingon bitaw din na we are a source of unlimited. So mean to say, there is still a part in us that are untapped. Kaya bitaw moingon mo nga, ay, wala, kanira gid akong mahimo sa organization. No, it's just that you were not yet given perhaps the opportunity and the platform, or the opportunity or the platform for you to show, okay, to your contribution to the organization. So in ana, and we talk, we communicate, because we're created and live in language. No, walay organization nga ang iyang katawhan dili mag-istorya. So we talk, we communicate, okay, because organizations are human social systems. Third, the images we hold of the future are socially created, and once articulated, serve to guide individual and collective actions. Take note here, once you articulate what you believed in, what organization believed in, that now forms your organizational culture. Di ba makaingon ka na lahilagi ang culture nako dinhi og sa katong kultura sa uban organization, because that is what you profess about. That is the image that organization is professing. So balik ko sa akong giingon ha, be careful of what you speak, of what you ask, because that is transformational. Kung unsa gyud nadak-an nato diha ang organization, the things that we create and articulate, that would be our guide, okay, in our sa to giingon, individual and collective actions. So human communication, inquiry, and dialogue, people can shift their attention. So people change. People have the chance to reform. Ako motuugit ko ni Ana. Although there are a lot also of my leaders, like my politician clients. Some of them are mayors na naingnan gyud ko ni Ana nga, Coach Jen, I really do not believe on learning and development and training and development. So meaning to say, their heart really is not for HR. Nga naman, moingon sa sayang ra gud kuno ang kwarta. We're investing on human capital, we're investing on our people, yet our people have not changed. Ingnan pa ka nga, dako na ko gasto aning tanan, pero wa maghapon. Wala man usab ang mga behavior. Kana bang they're still, into absenteeism, they're so incompetent, they're still lazy and all that. O, di ba? And sometimes ma-validate baya pud nimo. And they reach the level that quite our leaders are already frustrated. That's why in terms of human resource funds and capacity development funds, they're not quite supportive. Because their theory is people would not change. So meaning to say, pag gi-hire ka nga ing-ani na gid ka. O di ba? But no, in appreciative inquiry, through the manner we profess our dialogue, and through the manner that we inquire and we ask questions, we can shift our attention. No? So mao gina sa ang dynamic lang gid organization, meaning mo bitaw moingon ka nga, hala sa una no kay di gina siya kamao, but now I could really observe
he or she is leveling up. So why are we progressing? Because we can shift our attention. Because our mindset nato can shift depending on how our organization articulate positive changes. Okay? So laban lang. Ayaw gid mo o surrender bitaw yung makauban nga wa nay pag-asa. Hulato na lang ang pag-retire. Dili oy, ana. It's just that there are a lot of challenges actually. And once we talk of people issues, that's the major challenge in an organization. Okay. Now, organizations, businesses, and communities can benefit from greater appreciation. This is one of the things that AI, appreciative inquiry, is espousing of, that we can benefit more through appreciation rather than criticism. Mas daghan kuno tag makuha kung i-appreciate nimo ang tao rather than criticize or expose the bad things or the negative things about the person. Because around the globe, people hunger for recognition, right? Kita man tanan. That's why your agency is into what? Rewards and recognition system. Whether that would be in the form of monetary or non-monetary. Kaya ang tao, basic magina siya, di ba? In the hierarchy of Maslow's hierarchy
of needs.
Hierarchy of needs. Yes, oo, tinuod good sir. Recognition is a basic need because we want to we want to feel appreciated, we want to feel recognized. Dili mo na siya ingon nga ay magpapansin ta, no, it's just a motivational tool for everyone to give our best. So mo na gusto sa AI, we'll focus on that. You focus on the positive side of the organization and the person. They want to work from their strengths on tasks they find valuable. Check. Mas ganahan ta nga mo trabaho ta sa mga butang, nga ganahan na to. Kanang moingon ka nga, kani maayo ko. The things kaning atong gitawag og we find our niche under the sun. For the things that we are not sure of, we will not give our very best on that, di ba? Kaya naapa man kayo, moingon pa makulo, basi di ko kamuana, but for the things that we have, we find strength ginin ako, maayo ko din ha, that we find these things valuable. And our executives and managers also long to lead from their values. So, kasi right now, the trend really is value-based leadership. We're into strategic, but we should be founded by our values, the things that we believe in. And the things that we believe in are actually also the things that we want. We desire for recognition, di ba? Kani bitang moingon bitaw ta usahay nga grabe sila wa gid nila nakita nga yung ani ko. Wala gid nila nakita, wala ba lang gid nila gi-appreciate, gi-value akong gihimo. Now, they seek ways to integrate their greatest passions into their daily work. I love this. Because when you are really doing what you love, it's not actually work, ladies and gentlemen. Mura na kagadula-dula. Basta na ang imong trabaho gani karon is your passion. So when you speak of how do you define a passion? If you look at the dictionary, well, there are a lot of big and synonymous words for passion. Pero kanira gid akong ingon ninyo sa passion. The passion that you're doing is you will still do it despite of at kanang bitaw moingon ka nga you're tired, but tomorrow you will do it again. If you're already on that level, then that's passion. Ang sabi na saya pa, di ka mo tagambak. Kapoy, mura bitaw, walay kahitnan, kapoy, ikatulog mo lang, then tomorrow you will wake up, you will do it again. You are unstoppable if you're into your passion. So in AI also, you focus on that, your positive side, that's your greatest passion, di ba? Ganahan gani ka mo trabaho, ganahan ka sa butang, di na siya trabaho. You call that passion. Diba? So some of you who are really working into your passion, mura nagdula-dula lang. Less effort. And sometimes you'll say, wow, this is really effortless. But if you're really sad to say, some of us, or we know of somebody, we know of, people who are working, they are just being forced just because for survival, di ba may ka nga kakapoy, kaayo, murag dugay, gid kayang oras, because you're doing not in align with your passion. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, go where your passion is. kana bang ang kinabuhi dali ra kaayo ni. You need to love what you're doing. Pursue what you love. Okay? Focusing on strengths is much more effective than focusing on problems. Inquiry redirects the focus of analysis. So this time, as a tool, ang AI would have a redirection. Ibalik na niya ba kasi ganina when I mentioned it to you, we are more inclined to find what is wrong with us or what is wrong with the organization. So AI would have to have a redirection of the focus. Do not focus on the negative side, but focus on the positive side. Now, according to Barrett and copywriter, rather than inquiring into what was it working, copywriter and his colleague decided to ask about what was working. Okay, now, I'll give you a PDF file on this. I've just listed here the core principles of AI. So number one, constructionist. And then you'll just have time to read on the short annotations about it. So what do you mean by constructionist? Words create worlds. So be careful of what you speak because that will become you in the making. That's your future world. Kanang imong mga words. Simultaneity, inquiry creates change. So the more critical are we, the more inquisitive are we, the more likely that we can be very much flexible to having a change, personal change in our personal life. And point, life is expressed through story. So if you've noticed it later, as I would give you some samples, ang AI is turyay daghan. Okay? It's just like, okay, tell me about. So we'll, just like poetry, ingon pa dinhi, this ignites creativity and interpreted differently by different people, and we are giving space for people to process their feelings. Ganahan ba gitag istorya mo ning AI. Okay? Anticipatory imagination drives action. And positive, meaning to say you focus positive actions and enact positive change. Kung ang imong pangutana positibo, ang pag-usab sa imong kinabuhi organization positibo usab. Alright, now, here's are the assumptions of appreciative inquiry. Number one, in every society, organization, or group, something works. That's one thing that we're holding on. If you belong to an organization right now and you've been there for quite so long, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and you feel like, wow, this is gonna be a boring organization. I really want to resign or retire now because, you know, everything is familiar, everything is so routine, and things doesn't just work. No, dili gausab gid ta, no, in the organization and even in our personal life, something works in us. It's just that wala lang nato siguro nakita the key on how to fire up, no, on how to make us sparkle as an organization and as a person. What we focus on becomes our reality. This is also what I like. One assumption that I like. You focus on something that would become you in the making. In the light of your Doctor of Management journey, you focus on your study for DM and you will become practitioner doctor for management. Now, just an icebreaker. What's the difference between PhD and DM? Anybody? Kasi DM man ang ato ang gi-enrollan. Sa may diferensya.
If I can remember, Doc, what Ma'am Tess told me,
sige, Sir Ray.
DM is like more on the practitioners nga mga people, while PhD are those katong mura og in the academe gyud nga mga philosophers kibali kung atong tawagon. Mo'y I think akong ma-remember from Dr. Tumapon.
Yeah, you're correct, Sir Ray. DM, practitioner doctor, PhD research doctor. Okay, so where you're into DM, You need to practice it. Kaya nga mga practitioners tayo, we're not just here to research, but we're here for application. We're here moving up. Meaning to say, kita gid ang doers ba? So if you belong to organization, do it. Do not just research it. Do not just say, this is my study. Now you know all the principles. Mo na nga, mas lihok ta. No? I also love this kasi yon practitioner doctor ta. And what we focus on becomes our reality. Okay? Motuo gid ko ni ana. Sa mga buta nga imong i-focus, maimo ra gid gihapon na. Okay? Reality is created in the moment and there are multiple realities. Because reality, di ba, is being articulated in our organization. Mga buta nga imong gituhuan, daghan sad kaayo. All right? That's why this now becomes organizational culture. We differ a lot because depending on the reality that we're holding on in every organization. That's why you can even compare in our agency, nga ni baya me, because those are your realities. But however, in other organizations, ingad to pud sila because those were their realities. The act of asking questions of our organization or groups influences the group in some way. This has been repetitive. Inquiry and dialogue. The manner that you ask questions would be influencing your group. People have more confidence and comfort to journey in the future, is known, and carry forward parts of the past or the unknown. No? Because we cannot leave all our past behind us. Diba? Even our organization, we need to look back. That's why we have performance review. We have management review. So, atong tan-awon what were our past glories, diba? And then from there, we can move forward or perhaps we can even surpass our past achievements. Number 6. If we carry parts of the past forward, they should be what is best about the past. Diba? So, okay naman gihapon na moingon ta, move on na ta. We will forget the past as a person on that personal note or in the organization that we can carry the best about our past. So mahimo na dayon natong credentials, di ba? Makita na to that in the even organization, these are the things that we're proud of. Let's say a lot diba, in our advertisements natin, all the propaganda that they're doing. These are the glorious past of the universities because they're carrying it through. So pareha ra gyapon sa nato as we move forward, you carry the best about your past. Okay? And less important to value differences. Not good. We will have the so-called peaceful coexistence in our organization. We can never be uniform, never, not in this lifetime. Lahi gid na atong mga seatmate, lahi gid na atong mga office mate. But we can coexist peacefully because I value you, I respect you, and I would be affirming that we are all amazingly different from one another. Kana lang gid siya, di ba? Now, next to that, yes, the language we use creates our reality. All right? So, depending on the language that your organization is using. So, if you're in an academe, okay, now the nature of the language there is academe. That's why reality nato dito is theories, researches, the idealism. Perfect mabe gina academic mga ano na no, walay puros na siya ang the ideals. We're teaching the ideals. But if you go to like a national government agency or the local government units or private organizations, our language also are different. There comes the reality. Makita na ginaton siya tinuod. Makita gid nato nga well, this has been taught in the book but in the actual it's not. It's not happening at all perfectly. Okay? Next. Here is what you're going to do with the appreciative inquiry process. So after knowing, ato lang tong i-short recap ha. Pag AI gani, you focus on the positive. You focus on the positive questions and the positive communication. And we always believe that people have their best part to offer in the organization. And people wants to be recognized. People want to be appreciated. And if we are going to move forward in life or in the organization, we can carry the best from our past. Now, how are we going to do it? Now, the very popular framework for appreciative
inquiry is the 4D cycle of appreciative inquiry. So here's what you're going to do. 4D. First D is discover. Okay. Discover. So when you speak of discover, from the word discover, so to say, hibalaan na to. What are our strengths, abilities, and what you think gives meaning to life. So that's discover. The second D is dream. Dream talks about your ambition, what you want to be, what might be your success, ideal self, the ideal life. That's dream. And third D is design. So design your success and ways you can achieve it. So can you now connect the things that you're dreaming of? The third D would tell you, what are you going to do? So how can you achieve those? Right. The fourth D is deliver. So from the word deliver, you have to implement it. You need to communicate it. You need to learn from it. You're going to monitor it. You're going to implement it. So that's the 4D, and that is your positive core. If you look at that, your guide, discovery, what is life, appreciate of what is, dream, what might be, envisioning your results. I mean to say, pang dream gani is kanang gipangandoy na to mga dapat ingani on tata organization. Design, what should be ideal or constructing, and destiny, how to empower, learn, adjust, and improvise or sustaining. However, the center square, the ones that I have colored yellow, your make or break part of the 4D process is for you to have to correctly choose an affirmative topic. So, before anything else, before you go for the 4D, kaning mag-appreciative inquiry ka na, dapat correct imong affirmative topic. Okay, so what I mean is this one. Affirmative topic choice. Affirmative topic perhaps as applied in your organization, mauni siya ang inyong topics to be discussed. Agenda. If you're in a meeting, what's your agenda? Okay? If you are in a certain program, what's the title? So mo na yung mga synonymous. We call that affirmative topic in appreciative inquiry. Parihara na sila ha. Agenda for the day, agenda of the meeting, the title of the program, these are affirmative topic. Now, topic selection begins the adventure into a inquiry. Note, it requires searching for the positive description of what is desired by the organization. So, mean to say, bawal ka mag-title or mag-agenda nga negatively expressed. Alright? Kay positive man siya dapat ang iyahang content and the content and the structure of your topic. I'll give some samples in a while. The topic choice process should be an affirmative act. Meaning, what I mean by affirmative act? You choose topic that gives life to your organization. So, positive gid siya. Dili itong makaluya ba? Dili bitaw itong kain kasus na nakisgot na sa tag-problema. Okay. That represents what the organization wants to discover or learn about. Something that your organization can be excited about. So wala may ma-excite ba ipatawag kag meeting? Or if not, you'll be attending a certain focus group discussion and you'll be solving a problem. Naana dara magitana na, but who would like to enter a certain discussion room? And there you are, and here we go again, solving a problem. Di ba tanan mag-after ana kakapoy naman. You'll be drained, no? Kasi it's the negativity that flows in us, that flows within the atmosphere. Now, that evokes conversations of the desired future. So mo niyang gusto nga, if you choose the title, if you are to frame a certain agenda, kinahanglan ka ng, it could trigger conversations among the group. Kanang ganahan ang imo mga kauban nga mag-istorya about ni ana. And of course, nobody would like to talk about problems. Moingon pa man ganit daghan tag problema, pag abot pagid sa organization, problema na pod, no? Kanang we've been bombarded with
issues, challenges every now and then. So, ingon ng AI, let's try the affirmative topic choice. Now, another one is that tells more about what they want to see grow and flourish in the organization. Mas nindot istoryahan kato mga butang nga ganahan ta nga mudaghan sa organization. And of course, not about problems. Okay, sample tayo. Now here, characteristic of a good affirmative choice. Positively stated. So when you say positively stated, where you want to get to rather than what you want to get away from. So example, pwede ka mag-title or agenda sa imong meeting o how do we hold productive team meetings? Diba? It's positive. The content itself ba very positive from the word productive. No? Unsaon nato nga makahold tag productive meetings rather than imong iingon why meetings unproductive. Oh, that's the negative one. Now, in root cause analysis, in problem solving, ang nimo reasons why meetings are unproductive. But in appreciative inquiry, bawal na siya. So you're going to reframe now, take note of my word use, reframe your topic into positive one. Okay? So how do we hold productive team meetings? O diba? That could ignite your senses. Oh, wow. Bitaw no, unsaon na to nga productive ang meeting. All right. Another is pwedeng ani. How to achieve excellence in customer service. That's quite positive. Diba? Mas ganahan ka to join. So if you are one of the discussants there, you'll be excited to share your thoughts there. Because sa title pa lang daan sa inyong topic, very positive naman siya. Rather than moingon ka. Okay, let's talk on the factors contributing to customer complaints. See the difference? Diba? No? So, ayaw ninyo kalimti ha. Pag abot sa affirmative topic, ang imuhang negative, if ever, no, naanad ta nga negatively stated, nagkaayo ang atuang mga topics of agenda sa atong mga meeting, you need to convert that, you need to refocus that into a positive content. So, akong balikon, instead of saying, ngano daghan tag complain, that's quite negative. Nobody will like to entertain, to join you on that. Okay, rephrase that to positive. Ayun, pwede na ka moingon how to achieve excellence in customer service. Okay, now, another example, let's try to differentiate problem solving and appreciative inquiry. Problem solving, this is popular. All of us are into this, personal or organizational, di ba? Every meeting na agad ni. So, you look at the steps for problem solving. Tama, no? Identification of the problem. Analysis of causes. Ano man nga naam ni problema, so what are the causes? And after that, look for possible solutions. And then we have to do action planning. So the assumption there is, organization is a problem to be solved. So nakita na to nga, nakafocus gid ta sa mga what is wrong in us, what is wrong with the organization, what is wrong in the office. Because our approach is problem solving. Now, let's try AI. Okay? Mag-AI ta. In the appreciative inquiry, do not identify the problem. Okay? Ang unahon na to is what? The first D. Discover what do you appreciate about the organization. Appreciate and valuing of what is. Kanindot, no? Kadam ta mag-start ka nga, moingon ka, okay, like for example, if you're into facilitation of AI, moingon ka, share to us your top 3 best in this office. O diba, that could really make your eyes sparkle. If ever ka nang pangutana ba, so instead of mo yung identify 3 recurring problems in the office. Oh my God, that's problem solving approach. I-try og AI. Unaha sa itong mga maayo nga nas opisina. So kitabi ang akong pangutana karon. Okay, share to us your top 1 best in this office. O diba, ganahan dayon mo? O unsa magi best nga nas yung opisina ko nung hybrid. Can you share? Can I have Ma'am Humalon, are you with us? Nana si Ma'am Humalon Mayala? Ma'am, share to me 1 best practice in your office. You can turn on your mic po. Humalon Mayala. I'll have my attendance checking after na lang. Wala, sir. Anybody who would like to volunteer? Share to me your top best practice in your office. Anybody? Aside from Sir Ray. Sir Giovanni?
Yes, Doc.
Oh, go ahead po.
I think as a Christian institution here in Mount View College is a Christian institution and run by Seventh-day Adventist Church. What I perceive as best practice that we have is, doing devotional every Monday. So before starting the week, of labor and work, we do devotionals
Okay,
every
thank you.
Monday.
Thank you po. Okay, let's give a virtual clap for Sir Talose. Okay. Mauna siya. Ako na tong gisample ha. So, ana ang pag-start kong AI. Do not open with what is wrong with us. Give us the ganon. No? That's why we're not into SWOT analysis if you are into AI. It's the first bit there, the discovery phase is mention the best in you. Mention what is best, what is working in our organization rather than what is not working. Okay? Now, next. Questioning what might be. So, may say, oh, naman mo nga maayo ta. We have funds. We are in the spirituality level is so high. We have competent teachers. We have good, good buildings and all. So, mean to say these are your best. That's your discovery. So, what do you want to become? Okay? So, for example, your affirmative topic choice is towards an excellent customer service. So mangandoy na sad mo nga dapat kay naa maayo man data, dako man itag budget, maayo man atong mga tao. So unsa may pwede natong buha, unsa may gusto nato pag-abo sa customer service. Ayun. Then after that, what should be? So what are we going to do? Give us the steps. Then innovating. So what will be? Because the basic assumption there for AI is an organization is a mystery to be embraced. So we will not view it as a problem to be solved, but rather dynamic in organization. The organization which you belong right now is really beautiful. It is a mystery to be embraced. That's the difference there. Okay, now let's move on. Problem statement versus possible affirmative topic. Okay, so for example, you are really inclined into naanad na gid mo na inyong mga meeting agenda, your topic of the day are the following, like high-level customer complaints, low staff morale, bullying reports, losing market share. If you are into marketing, usbo na nimo siya. You're going to refocus, you're going to change that into a positive affirmative topic. So for example, instead of saying where agenda discussion on customer complaints, that's not AI. So convert that. How do we delight the customer? Di ba maoram na istorya ha? Positive lang siya. Okay, next. Low staff morale. So people are no longer happy. People are no longer inspired. Do not discuss that. Instead, your topic is, how do we become a place where people are proud and excited to come to work? Pwede ana. Okay, next. Reports of bullying. We know bullying. People are quarreling. People are fighting. People are killing among each other. Nobody likes that topic. Okay, murag bitaw pud mo manulod mo, murag, di ba? Positivity, negativity really also has an effect on our health. Di ta ganahan, kasi na-stress ta atong mga naungdaan during the meeting, we also don't like to participate. Change that. How do we promote harmony among all our employees? All right, next. Losing market share, where you've identified an aging product line as a definite cause. So pwede ka mo ingon, how are we going to innovate? Okay. And then another example is low quality. So it's quite negative, a topic. You've got to convert that into how do we achieve world-class or world-beating quality. Okay, so somehow, are we doing so far? Huh? So far, you've understood, nakunhuna na
Yes,
mo nga,
Doc.
ingana,
Yes,
di
Doc.
ay ng AI. Bawal ang nega. O di ba? In our cliche ba nga, dili gid ka pwedeng mag-negative pag AI. Alright. Sige, next to that. Let's have another sample here. Let's go. First day discovery phase.
Now, in the discovery phase, this involves data collection, narrative exploration. It begins the process of revealing the positive, the successful, the prideful experiences of the individual or the organization. So you see, if you begin a meeting, if you begin a kanang focus group discussion with AI discovery phase, you will have to let your participants, staff, or your discussant share their good side, their successful side, the positive side of the organization. Nindot gid kaayo. Magsugod gid mo nga magistorya og nindot, no? You would recall the best in you. Discovery is an extensive cooperative search to understand the best of what is and what has been. It is conducted normally kasi if AI is used for facilitation. But you can also use this one-on-one interview. Just for example, no, some of you are managers and you want to know the narratives of your people so you can get an idea on what to do for the next halimbawa mga planning nato, mga like strategic planning for the next 3 to 5 years. So instead of using SWOT analysis or perhaps a problem solving statement, you try AI. Ipatawag ang mga tao and then applyan ninyo o 4D. Okay. You can have one-on-one or you can have focus group or large group meetings. Just have a very good facilitator on this. Okay. Once masugdan na magud na, I tell you, di maglisod po kag pahunong sa tao because it's very beautiful to share beautiful stories. Ang uban dili na pud siya mohunong kay ganahan na mag-istorya sa mga nindot sa imong organization. So you need to traffic also because time is limited also here. These are sample affirmative questions for discovery phase. For example, maingan ka. Think of a time in your entire experience with your organization when you have felt most excited, most engaged, and most alive. O di ba nindot? Ayaw ko yung ingna nga may kadok, wala yun. Perhaps you belong to sani ka nang you have a wrong organization in the wrong time. Pero naaman ka di ba? Kanamin ka nga in my entire life here in the university. Asa magidtong katug yung my God, I was so the most engaged, I felt most alive, and I felt most excited. Ipa-share nimo ang imong kauban. Ipa-share nimo ang imong staff niya ana. And the documenter will take note on that. Unsay mga nindot nga inyong hanga. Again, next. What were the forces and factors that made it a great experience? What was it about you, others, and your organization that made it a peak experience for you? So, remember, storytelling because life is a story. Diba, isa yun sa mga guiding principles kasi ng AI. Tell me, tell us. So, narrative gid siya. You're going to extract that from the faculty, from the members of your organization. Unsa da inyohang na-felt? Unsa da itong mga nindot nga butang? Yun. Next, what do you value most about yourself, your work, your organization? So instead of asking them, what is wrong in you? Why are you always absent? Why are you always tardy? Why are you always late in in submitting your reports? No, that's not the one. Moingon ka, what is best in you? What do you value most about your work? Next, what are your organization's best practices? So instead of saying what is not working, adto mo sa mga things that you are proud of and then tell us. Okay? What are the unique aspects of your culture and most positively affect the spirit, vitality, and effectiveness of your organization and its work? These are just some samples. What is the core factor that give life to your organization? These are really questions that can spur your energy and love for yourself and your organization, right? What is it that we're doing here and now that make us really proud? Nindot kaayo na siya. Kaya bitong, you try having a focus group discussion. Kasi normally kasi I also conduct this with team building activities in certain group or class. Panghilak din sila iniguman anak. Because little did they know that they are one good group and they are one good amazing group. Kaya nga lang din, over the years, they have been focusing on what is not working in them.
Pero kami bitaw mag-share na bitaw mo nga, ha, ing-ana da ita, ing-ani da ita, wow, kanindot. And that would make you very much prouder this time. Okay? Maunay discovery phase. Mura na siya og kana bang pangkuana pampalupag loob sa na ha ingana no wala pa tanangandoy pero imo lang giset ang pace. You're laying the predicate, you're laying the good foundation ba so that by the time you'll be more confident this time to dream bigger for your organization. Okay, now next. Let's go to the dream phase. So, karon hibalo na mo nga you're a good group. O so for example, kung ikaw karon nga what is in you? What is best in you as a person, as a DM student? Do not tell me nga may mga wala gid ma'am, wala gyud no. Sige daw, mention what is the best in you? Give me your top 3 best. Can I have Shirley May Sahulga? Ma'am Sahulga, are you there?
Yes, Doc, I'm here,
Sige,
Doc.
kindly share. Go ahead. Don't be shy. Give me your 3 best as a person.
As a person in life general, or is it with regards to my study?
Go ahead.
As a person, I'm pretty resilient. I go through different difficulties and I may be discouraged at times, but I just keep on going because of my resilience. And that is mostly dependent on God. So of course, the second one is my faith. So, and the third one is my love for everything that I do and to find satisfaction and enjoyment and happiness and the things that God wants me to do. Yeah.
Wow, that's very nice. Can you give
Thank
a virtual
you.
clap for Ma'am Sahulga?
Thank you.
Resilience, love, and your faith. O, diba? So, yan. Sa dream phase, ano lang taha, nag-simulate lang ta. That's how you're going to do it. Focus on your best. Dili na yun panghambog. It's even more than that, diba? Kada bang, you have to convince yourself that you are really a good person. Because you can never reach the greater heights of success when you yourself cannot convince yourself that you're good. Marito na mo ingon ang uban nga dili man gyud ko successful. From the very start, you have not believed in yourself. Mo nang imo jud nang imo we'll have another topic on that kasi I remember for personality development naa gud mi naatay mga processes in ana that it's really convincing yourself this time nga ing-ani ko o kaya ko ni. Because by this, you have a list bitaw of the best in you. Ang Filipino kultura manggod, sometimes it's taken negative and as. Maingon mo daw manay, hambugero, sus kalain, conceited. No, it's not. It's self-love. It's really pushing you to dream big for you, for your family, and for your country. Balik ko na ko, you can never attain that if you yourself is not confident about yourself. Magsugod lang gid na by building blocks gid ba, building blocks of the best in you. Dili sa gid pud siguro inyo nang i-announce kada permi pero sa imo hunahuna ba naa gid nang imuha, not also to the point of showing yourself very conceited already. You've been that could change you negatively in your behavior and be looking down on persons. No, that's not the one. But you need to believe in the greatness in you. Okay, now after that, you have to dream. Dream is the energizing inspiration of what might be. This phase is a time for people to collectively explore hopes and dreams for their work, their working relationships, their organization, and the world. It is a time to envision. Ayun na. So dream big. O sa may gusto nimong maitabo for yourself. O sa gusto nimo for your organization and make it big, bold, and beyond the boundaries of what has been in the past. So the good thing about AI is lagpasan mo ang nakaraan mo. Okay? Beyond the boundaries of what has been in the past. So, dili ka pwede mo ingon, hi, okay na ko. Okay na kay katong 2019. No. Asa man dapita ka na huno sa 2019. If you forget about 2020, kasi parang walang nangyari sa mga buhay natin sa 2020, now you have to double it. You have to bounce back by 2021. Kasi imo man nang lagpasan ang imong boundary kung asa ta sa una-una. It's big, bold, and beyond. Okay? And amplifies the positive core and challenges the status quo by helping people envision more valuable and vital futures, better bottom line results and contributions to a better world. So, for example, in dream phase, so for example, maingan ka, what could be? Ang imong question, ani, is, what could be our organization? What could be then? What could be me in the next 3 to 5 years from now? Mauna siyang imong ipangutana sa imong kagalingon. Unsa ka ko? Asa ko paingon, no? What can be my office in the next 3 to 5 years? So for example, you dream about an office of happy and motivated staff. Mao gini among gusto, Coach Jen. Na tanan magkahiyo sa mi and people are happy and people are motivated. So we can just give our best for the organization. Next. Place where customers are satisfied. Kanang wala na gid untay magreklamo, kung na kani magreklamo, manageable lang. And people, we will have a high rating for customer satisfaction. Increase in sales and profits if you're into business, if you're into marketing, mo gyatong pangandoy, no? More sales, more profits, the better. And performance accomplishments are high. In all organizations, we will dream of this, that every year, every semester, tag-as unta ang atong mga performance. O mo na imong dream phase. So, from discovering your best, mayon na po ka, so unsa di akong gusto, unsa di akong mahimo sa akong nabuhi. Now, personally, pwede na ka moingon to earn your degree for DM. Ayon, isuot na nimo sa imong dream phase. Okay? Now, let's go to the third. We're almost there. Design. In the design phase, this is a set of provocative propositions, which are statements describing the ideal organization of what should be or the action steps. So, after dreaming, what will you do? It's not just mere dreaming. Ang uban sa tuwa manggutaman ng pangpandamgo, wala manggud nato gihimo. So nindot to miingon a happy and motivated stuff. Wow, kanindot. And then you proceed to the third day. So what should be? What are the action steps then? So for example, your affirmative questions are the following. How can you attain a happy and motivated workforce? Diba? Your hint here is how. It's descriptive. How? Describe to us. How can we attain? Next. How can we make our customers happy and satisfied? What do to increase the company's sales and profits? In what ways that employees perform well in the workplace? O mo na ni imong ipangutana sa imong self or among the concerned employees involved in your meeting. Okay. So, what should be? So for example, what are the steps in order to realize our goals? For example, we'll be sharing. So this time, take note, dinhi na gid ang mga sharing of the things that you and your organization can do. So for example, you will say, well, for us for people to have a happy and motivated life here in our organization, let's strengthen the rewards and recognition system of the agency in order to boost the morale and motivation. See? These are now coming from the very mouth of the people during your meeting. Why? You have a very good affirmative question. Imo manggilid. Diba? Gikan sa discovery, gikan sa dream phase, ingon man did kay ka to the design phase. So, after ambitioning to have this type, so what are we going to do? Sharing of ideas na yun. Okay, strengthen the rewards, training for customer service. So, you these are now your, if this is problem solving approach, these are now your possible solutions. Okay, now let's go to the last. The last is destiny. Destiny is a series of inspired actions that support ongoing learning and innovation, or what will be or sustaining the vision. Remember, here in the design phase, there are already a lot of good ideas on what to do in order to realize the vision or the programs. Okay, rather goal. Kinahanglan nga nimong sundan. You need to see through with that. Kasi gwapo na kay ang gipang share nila. We need to, like for example, let's go to your personal, like for example, your design is your dream is for you to finish the degree of doctor in management. And your design is, what are the steps for you to realize your goal? So what are you going to do? Your dream is to graduate, to earn the degree of DM. mag-design affirmative question ko. So what are you going to do? What are the steps in order for you to realize your goal? I'll call somebody ha. Para maka-DM, maka-graduate mo unsa may buhaton o mo na siya tong design. Okay? Now, in the destiny, the question here is, how will we be able to monitor and sustain our programs? So, after you share your solutions, if this is problem-solving approach or your idea, so do you think that's doable? Do you think that's practical? And so, if it is, how can you monitor or sustain your program? Maayo ra ba gitag mga ndoy unya pag-abot sa sustainability, we're quite poor on that. Okay, so mayroon na pod mo. Well, conduct monthly meeting and monitoring, especially on product delivery. Mag-monitor ta, mag-meet ta, so that we can really check if there is a increase in sales or profits. Feedbacking from the staff for them to suggest, recommend ways and means to further improve customer service. So, pwede. Diba? So, balik ko sa DM journey. The discovery phase is you're resilient, you have a faith in God, you love for people, you're diligent. Your dream is for you to earn the degree of DM. Your design is, give me the design. What are your steps so that you can earn the degree? Any volunteer?
Me, Doc.
Go ahead po. Sige,
Okay,
sir.
so to earn the degree in doctorate management, you need first to pass all the subjects in the doctorate
Sige,
management.
use your, it's just like you are narrating for yourself. Sige, go, sir.
First is you need to pass all the subjects in the doctorate management and to submit all the requirements in each subjects. And after that, to defend my dissertation. So after defending my dissertation, now I can have the doctor in management title in my name.
Okay, so if ever there are, just like if ever just like for the answer of sir, if you want to have a follow-up or a follow-through affirmative questions on that, pwede pa mo mangutan na. So, how are you going to see to it that you can defend your dissertation? Sige, please answer it, sir. Now you've mentioned about that you're going to have a defense for your dissertation. What are you going to do? What are your steps so that you can really ensure that you can have your final defense? Okay, go ahead.
Here in the Liceo Doc, you need to pass first the comprehensive exam before you take your dissertation or your proposal defense.
Okay, so how are you going to make sure that you're going to pass the compre exams?
After getting the results,
yeah, what will you do so that you will have a certainty in passing the compre exam? Sa maimong buhaton aron makapasar gid ka sa mga exam.
Study and answers all the questions in the comprehensive exam.
Okay, very good. Let's have a virtual clapper, sir. So, mao na siya iyang isulat. Mag-ingon na siya din siya action step, study, review, focus, ano pa, sir? Give more time, less social media, less laag, o inana na ang buhaton. Diba? In your we call that the AI worksheet. Okay, what's your full name, sir? You are
Kimberly Alvarez, Doc.
gabi na kung pangita.
I am using the Zoom of the college, the School of Business and Accountancy. Kimberly Alvarez, Doc.
Gani ko asa man ni si Sir Kim. Oy, ko ayas sa si
yes, I am using the Zoom account of the
SBM. Sir Kim. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, Doc.
Okay. Now, your final paper requirement, any question about the 4D? Sayon ra, no? Diba? Sayon naman siya. Kaya nga nag-ingon ko, mas masabta ninyo siya if you're going to have a webinar in this rather than reporting, because the concept of AI really is an actual participation sana. No? Ganyan. So final paper requirement ninyo, aside from the final exam which we're going to hold on the first week of August, you're going to submit one AI worksheet for a personal goal. Wag na lang sana ang DM, ha? Kasi nasample naman nato. So you find another personal goal that you want to achieve in life, and then you're going to make an AI worksheet for that. I'll show you the format. No? Agian to ninyo tong 4D. Okay. One AI worksheet for an organizational goal. So what your organization envisions to become in the future. Okay? Pili lang, daghan kaayo na. You can connect with your HR. Daghan kay plan and your planning officer. And formulate the affirmative questions per process. Maghimo-himo mong pangutana and then give your answers correspondingly. Okay?
Hello, Doc.
Ito siya ang sample.
Doc.
Okay? For a while before I entertain questions. So, choose an affirmative topic. I'll give you a PDF file by the way of my presentation. So, for your guide. Again, affirmative topic So, do not dwell on problem-solving approach. So, for example, I've said to finish my DM degree. So, ingani yung buhaton. You have 4 quadrants. So, first is discover. Then, what is your affirmative questions for discover? What is in me, or what are my best, ngayon not good, or what are the prideful moments, ganun, no? The things I have mentioned earlier. Okay. And then, unsa sa imong itubag, your responses. Then you dream things that what could be for you as a person or for the organization. Then design. Okay? So 1 personal and then 1 organizational. Okay? Then I have an example here. Actually, from one of my students last semester. Dili man gid perfect, pero at least no nakita nimo nga this is really narrative. This is really you speaking for yourself. And then once you're done with this is really tinud-anay This is really reality. It's not just for compliance, but this is very usable for you. Pwede na ninyo ina-on sa to kung gusto that gani. For me to attain this goal, nag-ingon ko dito, these are the things that I'm going to do. So ang is, what are my good practices and qualities? What are my strengths? Ayun, bag po niya. And then, how to become, ayun, dream phase niya. So perhaps you can go over this, on this. The design phase niya is, what are my steps to do to attain my goal? What will be my preparation? Ayun. The next niya is, how am I going to sustain effectivity of my skills? Ayun, so, he mentioned about, langlan ingani ko, and what are the things that you need to stop doing by now? What are the things that you need to sacrifice in order for you to achieve your goal? Okay? Thank you, and God bless in your AI journey. Let's have a virtual clap for everyone. Okay, so I'll go back to the plenary for a while. Do you have questions? Klaro na to. Dali ra, di ba?
Yes, Doc.
Yeah,
Yes, Doc.
dali.
Doc, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Sir Joe.
Nasa akong notes. Karin, Doc, how are we going to apply AI in conflict resolution?
Same, sir. You choose an affirmative topic. So instead of what's the conflict? Normally, how do you construct a conflict statement?
For example, Doc, sila yung mga personal issues, tapos ang nahitabo affected na ang ilang performance sa workplace.
Alright.
So,
sige. So just like kanina, perhaps you can have a sample for bullying. So instead of the topic, instead of the topic nga issues on bullying or issues on interpersonal conflict, ang imong i-affirmative topic ana by the time you're going to invite the two parties, ang imong i-agenda dito sa meeting is kadto na, maintaining harmonious relationship in the workplace. O, di ba?
Pero okay ba siya, Doc, nga ang both parties imuhang tawagon nga magkuhan sila, mag face-to-face with you?
Ganito, sir. If you are talking legally about conflict resolution, there is a technical guide if this is there is really a legal technical guide for conflict resolution. So meaning to say, dili ka maka-AI kasi ang conflict resolution is naagid siya niya. I'm talking of atong ibutang ha kanang lupong tagapamayapa. Dili man ka pwede mag-AI ana kay ang balaod nag-ingon maugod nga ang imong sundon. Naagod ang abogado, di man ka pwede mo ingon nga tell me about that your your trading and ana. So you follow that if ever you are really into alternative dispute resolution. ADR pala, I'm talking of ADR. So for example, legally, technically, mo ginainyo ha, then you follow it. You forget about AI muna. However, if in your school or your organization, ang inyo lang conflict resolution is culturally developed lang siya. So for example, you just want counseling type, ganun ba? Kana you just want to peacefully settle dispute o kana o pwede mag-AI. Pwede siya mag-AI kay pwede man nimo siya tawagon kay ang inyong mode is dili man siya structured. Wala may legality nga sundo nimo. So pwede nimo mag-AI. So kana ipatawag ang parties just like for agencies in government because theirs is grievance machinery. Okay, ang grievance machinery panaghusay man gihapon ipatawag ang duha ka partido then pasultihan sa problema. Kaya nga problem lang lagi, di ba? Magsugod sa problem. What causes the problem? Ana, manggod, no? And ana. But you try, sir, if this is, I haven't yet, ako as a facilitator, wala, it's more, ang AI namo is, gigamit siya more on organizational development. Especially mga year-end bitaw, what are the things that we are dreaming of? The things that the programs that we want to pursue in the next 3 to 5 years. But for conflict resolution, wala pa. But why not? Pwede pa siguro, no? What are the things? Pero ang nakaagi noon for team building, daghan, dili duha lang ka tao. Kana lang hinoon. So, it's more on developmental. It's more on proactive rather than reactive this time. Kay maglisod naman good sa ako lang na sir, maglisod man gud kag AI nga naa na ang duha ka parties. Diretso magikag ingon unsay problema, what are the causes o mga kagpasaylo ikaw ana kasi there is an offense, di ba? And it is punishable. So later on siguro after the settlement you can apply AI for possible programs to maintain harmonious relationship. In other words, para malikayan na ang sigig away panag-away ng mga katauhan, naagin mo yung programa nga likayan na to. Example, na mo yung mga ingana, na mo yung mga monthly meeting nga AI na ka imong gamitin.
So firstly, Doc, is you have to problem focus ka.
Because your situation already calls for it.
Nagkuan lagi sila ba na away.
Yes, and it is punishable. Naaman sa inyong code of conduct ana na nakasala. So kinala ni head on nagyod unsa day sala. So you need to find the cause of the problem and who is guilty or not.
Okay. Thank you, Doc.
Yes, welcome. Okay, for the others, I hope you try to use AI no sa inyong mga isa sa inyo na lang mga personal life, you try. Instead of saying, what's wrong with me? Anong ingani ko? Iba din yun, di ba? Iba din yun approach. We're not saying here that it's not a good approach. Kaya nga lang din, AI is very proactive, Ma'am God. Yes, Ma'am Christine. Go ahead, Ma'am.
Yes, Doc. Good evening, Doc.
Yes, good evening.
Doc, kindly correct me, Doc, if my perspective with regards to AI is that medyo mas nice guro siya or naakay AI nga ma-transform if ang imuhang kuan ang management will going to put a staff nga align good siya, di ba? Kay if align siya sa ana nga work, then less ang mga negativity because nanagid siya iyahang kuan, kabalo siya sa iyahang gibuhat. No? So mas malas ang mga problem kumbaga in the future.
Yes, Christine. Ideally.
Yeah.
You are referring to putting the right person at the right place at the right time and in the
Yes,
right
Doc.
with the right behavior.
Yes.
We call that human resource planning. So dili pwede nga dire-diretsohon na nimo pakamang ang tao daw kana bitong sige ikaw na. It's just like
Yes.
learning by doing, no? It's
Yes,
really
Doc.
achieving the ideal place. Mo na siya HR planning. Mo na tong ginabuhat nga you put the
Yes.
right, take note ha, the right person at the right place at the right time with the right attitude. Why?
Yes.
You may be the right person but you are in the wrong place. So you cannot shine.
Yeah.
Kay dili man diha ang imuhang passion. Or you may be the wrong person at the right place. Mean to say, walay sala ang place. Ikaw lang ang wrong. Mean to say, you're not yet prepared. You're not yet prime. Na may uban na ahat yun.
Pero sa excuse me, sa mo amito Doc, very common na siya sa sa among denomination nga bisag dili qualified ibutan dira kay God will qualify you. Murag ana bitaw.
Oo, sir. But God also
Very
will give
common
us the wisdom when and how.
Mao gyud
Oo
Doc.
lang gid pod na. Oo.
Mao
Kana
na siya nga
bitaw.
usahay.
God will give us the wisdom yan to say, what are we going to do para mo qualify siya? Dili man pwede nga God will literally comes down from heaven and make you qualify. Will do something and God will guide us.
Murag mao na siyang sipyat sa among apod.
Kasagaran gid pod ngano na Christine, ngano
Yes,
nga
Doc.
dili gid magkatunong ang tanan. The lack of funds or you're not giving priority for human resource planning.
Actually, I think maturity matters.
Maturity sa
Yeah.
leader?
Yes. And everything you do, Doc, if matured lang ka on how you're going to deal it, mas malesen gid ang problem. Kung mature lang ka, if ever negative ang mga imong na experience, then why not those negativity imo lang siya i-transform into positive. So just like for example, I experienced this because God knows nga napakoy angay nga ma-learn.
Yeah.
So ana, so
Yeah.
it really matters ang maturity gid sa isang
Yeah.
katao.
Yeah, you're correct. I agree. Oo. Mo nang AI lagi, no? Nga kanang go for the positive side. Yes, sir, Ray. Ang dami nating hugot, di ba? Daghang kitang hugot karon.
If I may share, if I may
Yes, go
add,
ahead.
because in our group, Doc, I'm with Christine and Mr. Alvarez, no. Usually we talk sometimes of the negative, like usually good. That's I think the normal na to us that we talk about the negative things no happening in the organization or personal kibaling a life. But Christine will always tell us there is a purpose to everything.
Yes,
So
Doc,
siya
ako nang gi-practice ang AI actually di ay. Dili na ako na-prove nga nag-practice na dai ko og AI.
Yeah, oo. Siguro ang kulang lang ang 4D. Tiwasan ninyo. I-discover sa gyud unsa day maayo nato. Kasi sige tagbagot po ngay nga kita. So unsa day maayo di ay nato. From there, you try to envision.
Yeah, because murag lately, Doc, murag mo focus like the negative happening.
Always. Oo, na sa organization. Even in another agency, maugid na. Kasi RCA magita, root cause magita kanunay, problem solver magita. Mabitaw na nga ang AI gusto nga no, there are the nindot ang positive unaha sa gito. Kay from the positive manggod, solutions also will come on a different way. And di ta mahuman og istorya kay narrative man, di ba? Ganahan kay tangala ingani data no, and then we began to appreciate each one. Sige. Nice kayo. It's been 8:13.
Yes.
No, 1.5 hour. Good ko. Okay, what about the others? Okay na mo? Wait, yes, ma'am, sa Hulda, go ahead.
I would like to raise another question. I would like to ask the perspective of the AI in global arena, Doc. Like there are different kind of cultures. This program is very good and it's very welcoming in the Philippine culture because we always try to be positive and in some sorts of things in life, at work, in our personal life. But there are also other cultures. Let's say, for example, the Chinese culture. We have the Russian people who doesn't even want to smile casually. Is this program may not be applicable in some cultures or some other aspects?
Actually, it's all applicable, no? Regardless of the culture and background. Siguro, ma'am, it's just a matter of where is this most been implemented and be most successfully used. And that's where culture matters. So say, for example, if the culture is not open-minded, you don't have the openness of information, I doubt if you can go for AI. Kay kinahanglan man na siya openness sa idea, di ba? Kay pangutanon ba ka, what is in you? Ya, dili man mo tingog. And if people are not, they're not, ano yan, kanang, dili sila bitaw at home nga pangutanon, they're not into disclosure, maglisod ta.
Yes, Doc, because I've experienced working with different cultures, Doc, and it was very hard because to me, to ask questions, those kind of questions that I ask were just normal questions that I ask occasionally from people with the same culture as mine. But I always am taken aback every time I ask them, and they take it very offensively. And even if I tell them about positive things, they would even have that impression like I don't care, like who cares about that. So that's why it might have, I don't know, this is just a personal perspective, but from my personal experience, it might have some complications along the way if we have to encounter different people with some very surprising approaches to life.
Yeah. That is why that's the challenge of managers. That's a challenge of practitioner doctors. That we should also have the the skill of knowing what to do and what to use at a certain point in time in an organization. Mo na nga dapat ang daghan atong hibaluan niya. So even in our organization, there are also Philippine organization like ours nga lahi-lahi pud ang kultura. And even within the culture itself, napaganay varied the so-called the internal office politics. O sa makaingon bitaw nga kaning opisinahan no mas open kay sa pika. So mauna nga in the leadership style of people, different gid pod, no? You cannot have a one size fits all. So that's why as managers, kabalo gyud ta unsa kung gamiton ani AI or diretso nako for another approach or problem solving kaya ko. Like for example, if time is of the essence, nagdali mo, do you think AI is applicable? Maudtuhan mo. Ayaw na pag AI kasi takes time. This is developmental. Kaya for OD, gwapo ang AI kay that is something at dili-dalion ang tao. Pero kanang ingon mo nga deadline is next week, we need to give na nag AI pa ka. What is the best in you? Unya ang deadline ugma na wala na. So kana no nindot good siya nga on the foresight of a leader and a manager ba, the certain given time, the certain type of people, what tools are you going to use? At least you have AI. That's your problem solving. You have root cause analysis. Daghan na kag choices ba on what to do. Okay?
Thank
so
you,
you're
Doc.
ready?
Thank you, Doc.
Welcome, Ma'am Saholga. Mag-check attendance ako ha. Abdul Malik Hanafe.
Present, Doc.
Kindly sound off. Okay, Sir Alvarez Kimberly. We have Vanessa Marie Demata. Ma'am Vanessa. Chavez Lily France.
Present, Doc.
Okay. Christine Heroy is here. Mayela Humalon. Mamayela. Marivic Languyan.
Present, Doc.
Okay. Alcazar Maungko. Sir Alcazar. Not around. Anthony Milari. Sir Anthony.
He's around, Doc. Naa siya,
Milari.
Doc, but nalang, oo, naay problem iyahang kuan, Doc. Iyang
Okay.
audio.
Carissa Fatima Naong. Ma'am Carissa. Michelle Ondin.
Present, Doc.
Okay. Resurrection Wenry Jr.
Present, Doc.
Shirley May, Sir Ray. Felix Villaluz. Sir Felix. Okay, absent. So, atong absent is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway.
Yes, you're raising your hand, Sir Anthony.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Hello, ma'am. I don't know if you can hear me.
Hina imong tingog, sir.
Yeah.
Sige daw. Sige po. Sige, go ahead.
Hello. I don't know.
Excuse me, Doc.
Yes,
According
Christine.
to Sir Anthony, na daw siya gi-chat, Doc.
Okay.
Nasa atong chat box.
Sige, sir. Akong tanawan. Doc, I don't know what's wrong with my audio. Ito yon, but I tried
Yes,
to share
Doc.
something kanina. But I
Yes, Doc.
guess you
Mo na
didn't
iya,
hear
Doc.
me. I can clearly hear you all, Doc, but I don't know what happened to my audio. I see. So, thank you, Ojane. Mura man personalan ang question ni Ma'am Tain. Assalamualaikum. Oo.
Maybe,
Can you just type for
type
sir,
it.
your question? Type lang, sir. I also cannot answer you what happened to your
I can
your audio. It na lang before we'll finally close our webinar. Okay, so let's talk about when are you going to submit that. The deadline for that will be August 1. Ayaw gid niyo dungan na kay pag last meeting nato, exam naman gud nato unya naa pa ning AI worksheet. Okay, August 1 is the deadline for your final paper requirement.
Katong karon Doc imong gihatag no? Katong
Yes,
atong deadline sa August 1.
August 1 to yan siya. You go to your vision and mission because there your output 1 will help you a lot in searching for the affirmative topic choice, the things that you really want to go forth in life. Tanawa tong inyong vision statement.
Doc,
Yes.
I have a concern.
Yes, sir.
If we will have the final exam on August 1, we also have a class in our OD, Doc.
Ayaw lang, kung ano lang siya, yun nyo lang i-post.
Submit
I-post
lang.
lang. PDF file ha, PDF file ta. Ang ato na pong final exam will be moved to, dali naman sa promise. And I want, tarungon ganinyo kay, basta mga ingaw na, di ko ganahan, dili ma-perfect. Kaya akong mga grado sa una, gid as in dago kay sila, no? Pausbon gina ako, anili ko ganahan. Kaya ganahan, magiging ko ka ng nindot. But anyway, di bitaw, I'm just joking, ha? Just do your best. The final exam really is very easy. Kanilang gid, you have just to master the 4D process. Magsabot na lang ta. So, by, gyapon, gabi ita, August 3.
Is the exam, Doc, written or oral?
Written po. Ihatag na ako. Written. Written siya.
Okay, Doc, August 3.
August 3 ta, ha? Will not be on August 2. That's my day. So, lisod po, mag-birthday ko na din.
Okay.
Okay.
Advance happy birthday, Doc.
Dito na ta sa August 3. Sige na, virtually, mga ulang kaita din handapita. Anyway, virtual raman. Okay, sige, beta na siya, no? Okay, pa sa time.
Doc, I have another concern.
Sandali, ha? I really love the topic and I wish to share something next time. Yeah, okay. Bitaw, sir. Yeah, thank you for listening. I really listened to you kanina. Oo, that's the the important thing malang yan. Nakuha lang din nato ang pinaka-gist sa discussion. Okay, sige po. Thank you, sir. Well noted. Yes, one last question before we go.
Doc, I have a concern because I was late in, not really late enrollee, but I already told you about why I got I have a late admission to this class, and I have noticed that I've missed already some of the requirements. I just
Output
would like
number
to
1
ask,
lang man to sir. Ma'am, just back read
What's
in
that?
our page. Output 1 is, I forgot na ha sa actual question niya. Sige lang, just catch up. Catch up lang. You submit
So
output number 1.
Just one requirement, ma'am?
Yes po.
Nga na miss.
Sige
po.
And then
Thank
kanina
you po.
dayon. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Doc.
So Thank you very much. It has been a very wonderful evening with all you guys. Nag-enjoy good ko. Mura tagad guys storya ra kita no.
Yes, Doc.
God bless you all.
Yes, Doc. God bless,
Thank you so
We're
much,
still,
Doc.
yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you
We're
so
still in the most
much.
difficult time of our
Yes.
life, but we have to hold on and we need to move on and we need to bounce back. No, kung manon yun ninyo yung DM journey with or without COVID, pasag din na gina si COVID. And we're hoping for better days to come. And I'm sending my prayers to all of you guys.
Okay.
Let's
Keep
not
safe,
forget
everyone.
that, yeah, God is our protector of all this. God bless everyone.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so much,
Doc.
Hi,
Doc.
I'll post it tomorrow in our FB group.